Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Blogging Goth. I'm Tim Sinister and I'm in North Yorkshire for November 2012's Whitby Gothic weekend. We'll be talking to traders, attendees, organisers and more as we take you through this year's Whitby Gothic weekend. Stay tuned. The festival is now in its 18th year and has been featured by the BBC for the £1.1 million it generates for the town each time it's held. We wanted to see how the Goths emptying their pockets to this tune were coping with the recession, and we started at the heart of WGW, the music. Brilliant. Okay then, can you tell me what it means to a band to play Whitby? Is it a big deal?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's nice to play to a great deal of other people that we might not otherwise play to. You know, when we're playing venue gigs up and down the country, it's kind of a very small quantity of people who go to venue gigs and that sort of thing, whereas a lot more people tend to come to festivals. You get more bands for your money, essentially. You get all the extras that you get with a festival. And so, you know, you generally have a bigger audience and people who might not have otherwise seen or heard of you.
I mean, we don't really make a profit.
No, not at all. I mean, we pay for our own rehearsals and then the band tends to pay for most of the other things.
Petrol, sometimes
and adverts, and we managed to cover the cost of the CD printing and that sort of thing for the album. But Ben and I used to run a nightclub, and that did quite well. And some of the money from that actually ended up going into the pot for last July. So.
Okay. What about merchandise? Do you merchandise? You have
we do, yes, we have.
Just so happens. Moving forward, it will be. I think bands more and more now do rely on, because CD sales, you know, sort of have dropped dramatically because it's either online downloads or people just ripping CDs and copying them. You know, you do get most of your money from merch sales.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in this country as well, it's quite difficult for bands to get paid a decent amount of money when they play live. So, you know, I mean, hopefully with any luck, we'll be out on the continent at some point and getting paid, you know, German rates for things. But in the meantime, you know, we've got our merchandise helps to make ends meet, and obviously so do our day jobs. So.
Of course. Okay, so I'm the Blogging Goth, and we're here now talking to Martin Oldgoth. Martin, if you'd like to tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do here at the festival.
I've been promoting, DJing and running around after bands for getting on for 30 years, like 27, 28 years now. The festival itself, up until this one, I've been handling sort of the contracts and riders, making sure things are in place before we get here. And on the day, check the bands in, make sure they're comfortable, they've got what they need, and just generally look after them.
Kind of reining really back on the spending. Are you seeing any kind of difference? Ticket sales down, up, the same?
The general live music scene as a whole has seen a drop, but from the festival point of view, that's where people are still spending their money. It's more because it's an event, you know, that they won't go and see a band for a £5 down the road, but they'll spend sort of like 30 quid on a ticket to see 5 or 6 bands, and you know, or even more at festivals. It's that value for money thing. So I think we're not seeing too much of a downturn here, but I think the actual general live scene is suffering a bit at the moment. It's picking up, you know, it's getting there, but I think that's probably a lot to do with the bands that are coming through as well. The scene itself is getting more interesting, and that'll have a knock-on effect to the live scene and for clubs, and I think we're probably through the worst of it.
I certainly have. Any plans for the future? Anything we can expect to see in upcoming Whitbys?
I'm no idea band-wise. I think the idea now is to probably go for. I think Joe's plan is to put on sort of bigger bands, but maybe less of them. But there's a survey now. If people want something different, then she'll listen. I'll still be running the clubs, like I say. So it's pretty much business as usual. Every now and again there's surveys and questionnaires go out, and just to see if, you know, because you think you know what people want, but unless you see them complaining they're not getting it, you don't know. So this time around, you know, asking the question, what do you want? You know, and if people come back and they all want something that's doable, you know, we'll do our best to do it.
Fantastic. Is that survey online? Away from the gigs, the extensive market stalls are a popular destination and another key to the economic boom that is Whitby Gothic weekend. We talked to some of the traders to get a business eye view on the spending. Basically, if you would just like to introduce yourself and tell me what it is you're doing here.
I'm Jeff, also Dr. Jeff. I draw stuff, make a comic called Fetish Man, and then I turn these drawings into other merchandise, in the same way as I turn the comic into comic, and sell them to people in exchange for funds, which then keep me alive to draw more things.
All right then. As a trader, is it safe to say Islander Dr. Chef is like a main source of income for you? Is it a job?
Actually, it's a job. For a long time, I was a research scientist, and then and was doing this in my spare time, and then it all slowly changed over, and now whatever this is my full-time job. It's exhausting. I put more hours into this than I ever do for a job that someone else in my previous careers. But no, doing what you love. It's fucking brilliant. If knackering, can I have some sleep? And so the Goth weekend is perfect because Goths they're open to the new. They're open to sort of saying, I'm interested. What is this thing? I'll look at something afresh. I'll just dive into it. I've not come here to find fairy lights. So it's a problem I have if you do certain kinds of sort of craft fair thing. You can turn up and people go, well, I've come here specifically to buy stuffed toys and fairy lights. Bye. So having people who are willing to just investigate, see what it is, and it's not just for me, for a load of the creators and makers and stuff. Having some people who are just going to go, I'm interested. So the Goth Effect's for just for the people you're getting here, just for the fact that I can show it to new people and they can be interested, and also because of the fetish man stuff, finding an audience that isn't too surprised by it and is willing to look. Would you like to
tell me who you are, man, and what you're doing up here?
I'm Nick, and I am half of Miko Couture, and we're just a latex fashion company making kind of goth club wear and some 50s style stuff. We're just here trading at the weekend.
Fantastic. How long have you been doing the Whitby weekend then as a trader?
With Miko Couture, this is our first year this year, but I was half of Licorice Latex, another latex company. I traded here for about 5 years previously.
So obviously you've been a trader before. What's your kind of view of this year? Does it seem like it's busier, quieter? Are people spending more or less? Because obviously we're all in the grip of a recession at the moment. Do you think it's impacting sales up here?
I think it is a bit. We do various other festivals and things, and they've been very quiet earlier in the year. And speaking to other traders around, they've had a very quiet year. We've been trading throughout Europe, but Whitby's been good. We've done better than we expected to do, so which is always pleasant. No, it does feel like the darkness is lifting now, and we're pulling through.
Ironically, it isn't just travelling traders who make a living in Whitby. Some hardy souls have set up permanent base in the seaside town and are equally confident about the financial situation. Right, so I'm here at Pandemonium with the staff. If you'd like to introduce me, and if you could tell me how long Pandemonium's been trading.
My name's Elaine. Pandemonium has been trading for about 13 years.
Right, and did you open here because of the Goth weekend?
That's an awkward one. It was owned by someone else before, and I bought the business, and I've had it about 5.5 years.
Right, so you've seen quite a few weekends come and go then?
Oh, well, I used to come up here for the Goth weekends anyway.
So it was just a natural way of going from pleasure to business then? Yes. That's fantastic. Are you kind of hopeful for upcoming Whitbys as well? Do you think this trend's going to stay strong? You're going to have a lot of people through?
So, yes. Yes, now everything's gone back to normal, and everybody knows what they're doing. Everyone's happy. It's been a good one.
Fantastic. And are you enjoying it yourself personally?
Yes. Tired, but happy.
Have you been braving the weather on the busy Whitby streets? The Blogging Goth stopped to chat with the weekenders and find out how they were enjoying the festival, as well as carrying the Whitby Goth weekend man. What's your name and what are you up to?
My name's Martin. I'm steampunking it up for Whitby. This is my second year here. So I had such a great time last year. See people in such fantastic costumes, such a great atmosphere, and loads of really good bands on down at Pavilion as well. So I thought I had to come back for another year.
So you come for both the music and like the experience of being here, is that it?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, they always have a great lineup on with the bands, and just the whole atmosphere. It's such a nice town. such a nice group of people, and I say some incredible costumes. Really fantastic.
How about getting here? I mean, is it expensive? Do you find you're putting a lot of money aside for your Whitby weekend?
No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I mean, what I say for the fact, it's a great weekend. Have loads of fun, see loads of bands. I think it's pretty good value actually.
Brilliant. Okay. So, despite the depressing signs from our national economy, the Goth pound is spending well, with traders, promoters, and customers all optimistic about the future. We'll see you next year. From me, Tim Sinister, the Blogging Goth.